Gemini, hi. We're doing a love reading for December. Although I have to say I haven't had much luck with love coming out in this particular series. So to be fully honest, I think there's something going on in December with people in general, not just your, one particular sign. I don't know why. All that being said, of course, I hope you're not going to click off because I haven't drawn the cards yet. So hopefully your reading might change that around. Maybe we'll see something different on your energy, Gemini. So let's do this. I'm starting with the tarot. You get the Hierophant in reverse. I'm going to keep drawing. I don't want to speak too soon. Let me pull. Three of Wands. The Chariot in reverse. Let me show you the card. Justice in reverse. And the King of Cups. I'm going to start here. We'll see if I draw more after. Your three major arcanas out of 5 cards are all in reverse. There seems to be quite a fair bit of injustice in a situation that has stalled completely, where the reason for the fact that it's not working out or not moving forward is a lack of commitment. I think overall, Gemini, you're focused on something else that is not even in your life yet. You're looking, the way the cards are placed, the Three of Wands is looking in the direction of where the King of Cups is on the table. And he's further down. So it feels like he's really, really far. And this person is actually looking on the horizon and almost like, obviously expecting that King of Cups, that love, whether it's a real person, it is a person, but meaning whether you already have your mind on someone that you can actually identify or it's someone that you don't know yet. It's also the energy of love, right? That you're wanting to, that you're on the lookout for. The hurdles between what you want, what you're expecting, and before this person arrives or this love comes into your life. In between, we have the Chariot in reverse with the Justice in reverse. So there's sort of almost like a caution, or maybe it's like a message to you about, I'm trying to be diplomatic here. I'm choosing my words. I think that you have a hard time with legalities, right? When it comes to the contractual aspect, the legal aspect of what commitment is. So that is greatly impeding your success when it comes to relationships. And it also impedes the arrival of this person in your life. Because whether you know it or not, you're putting it out there in terms of the energy, the signals it's almost like you're having a hard time with commitment, believing in commitment, or accepting the legal side of commitment. Not that you don't want love, because that's, on the contrary, what you're focused on. Let me draw more. We get the Six of Cups. And then 2 more cards turned. We now get we get 2 fours. 4 of Swords in reverse and the 4 of Wands in reverse. You know, I think that you're having a hard time with the legal aspect of commitment because you might have experienced in the past with someone that you might have spent many years with. I say that because we do have the 4 of Swords in reverse, so initially you would have spent a lot of time with them. You might be you know, coming out of being in that one place with that one person, because the 4 of Wands upright, 4 of Swords upright would have been like being in a almost paralyzed, but so being with one person for the longest time, but almost to the point of being alone in that relationship, and yet totally not going anywhere, right? Not letting yourself come out of those 4 walls or come out of the 4 walls of that relationship as well. And I think that you might have broken the commitment, you might have broken the marriage in the past. I'm going to draw a card on the 3 of Wands specifically. What are your true expectations when it comes to love that you're basically looking out for? What are your expectations about that? The 4 of Cups, I'm sighing because why would you expect the worst? I say the worst because sometimes, well, sometimes, most of the time, although there's an opportunity offered, the person doesn't see it or doesn't accept it, or it's mostly out of being unaware. So I think that you're expecting the worst. You're sort of bracing yourself in case either you're worried that you're going to miss out when it comes and not see it, or vice versa, if you do decide to offer your love, that it might not be accepted. I feel like drawing one more. That's what it is. You have the 7 of Wands. It's kind of your fault. I mean, don't get me wrong. I don't mean to call you out. It's about, as much as you have, it's the same kind of thing. you have this baggage, quote unquote, of having had an experience where you weren't successful, and that whatever you broke off with was probably complicated legal wise, or created a lot of complications just in general. And it was quite entangled here with the Justice in reverse. You felt quite stuck in that energy. And I think you were stuck for a long time, right? I think, like I described, you were you were confined to a degree. There was definitely a lack of stability and a lack of commitment. It could have been mutual, right? It could have been your own demons, quote unquote, as well as this person's attitude of maybe overlooking or not accepting your love offer, your commitment. The fact that you might have wanted to commit and made the relationship more serious, it's possible. But in terms of what your expectations are when it comes to eventually bringing in love, or this particular person, water sign, Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces, possibly, you're totally guarded. You're expecting the worst, the worst. I'm gonna pull out of my makeshift deck. No cards turned, and it's a big pile, so I'm just gonna keep going. You know what's really funny about what I'm gonna call this couple? Look, they're both looking in different directions. They both have something that is, like this person has something crossing him, sort of like a shield, and this person has what I call the invisible shield of what impairs their vision when it comes to seeing what's there. So it's almost like they have a force field around them. This here, the one becomes the force field. So there's something to be, I was going to say, but it came out as felt. There's something that's so strange. It's the force field has to be felt. I'm hearing it's a repellent or a repelling energy. I feel a little awkward about this simply because these cards were drawn. The intention when I drew these cards was to clarify the way the love comes into your life eventually, what you're on the lookout for, and what you're expecting out of love in general. Since I think you've broken a commitment and you're out of a relationship at the moment. And so what's awkward about me telling you about the force field being a repellent is that it's going against what you probably wish for, right? In terms of wanting love to come in, or what you're expecting of the person that you might have in mind, if you do have someone in mind. It goes back to somewhat you expecting the worst. whether you're conscious of it or not. And I don't know how conscious you are of how much, how guarded you really are. Still. Look, the card that turned. Connection. For me, it's this energy here. Look. Well, I'm not gonna, sorry. I've placed the cards on the force field energy of the Four of Cups and the Seven of Wands. This connection is really strange because a force field sometimes means great attraction. Yet in this case, I'm sensing that both force fields, when they come closer together, they repel. It's almost in that the energy of the Chariot and the Justice in reverse together. I'm saying this because in this case, it's like the Chariot, instead of moving forward, he came and then he bounces. The Justice cuts off, almost like the Queen of Swords energy, right? Because of the big sword that she wields, that she has in her hands. So there's a little bit of that energy of the repelling, right? Those energies should have really been like a great combo of success meets truth. Yet that's not what happens or happened or I feel happens. And it has to do with your experience with instability and a prior marriage, a prior relationship, long-standing relationship, something that went wrong or that just didn't work out and that had legal complications, that wasn't pleasant. It creates, at least on your side, it has created and built the force field that you have, which I think is on the Seven of Wands for you. And I think the Four of Cups is someone else's energy. So I don't know if it's the old person, like from the broken marriage. I don't know if it's only your expectations, what you think might happen with the new person or new love coming in. Let's draw out of this particular deck. It's an oracle, love oracle deck. Seeking pleasure. I think that's what you want, ultimately. It's what you're on the lookout for. You want pleasurable emotions. You want lots of emotions. You want someone who's gushing, you know, like someone who basically demonstrate over and over, prove to you, shower you with just like little signs of their affection, their love, their attraction, all of it. But there's a particular emphasis on pleasure. So let's read out of the book quickly the love story on this card. It was a torrid love affair between him and her, her, because we do have a character here that is sort of androgynous. Just the three of them, and it was time to explore. Need we say more? The beauty and ecstasy they found by allowing their passions to abound and explode in a current of euphoria. Pleasure is the principle, and on that fateful night, love was found in some queer places indeed. So it kind of refers to love triangle, but it doesn't have to be. I think from this reading that the older connection has already been cleared, or it's done with. But you're kind of sort of looking at things a little bit, anticipating, unfortunately, past experiences to repeat. And without knowing, you have created a force field around you that could be debilitating, or at least affecting how you eventually connect with the new person or the new love in your life. It might repel them without you wanting to, potentially. I don't know what your situation is. I am going to say one thing though. The Four of Cups and the Seven of Wands energy with the connection card, that piece could belong to the older person or the older relationship. And then that would clear the way for you to experience just a brand new love with someone totally different in the future. But the cards are still telling me that you have, unfortunately, you're carrying with you this particular experience, and without knowing it, you have, you're sort of skittish when it comes to the complications of and the entanglements of commitment. That is a very sensitive spot for you. And you are mainly at the moment seeking pleasure over anything else, maybe far from wanting to commit fully. Maybe you're more interested at the moment with really enjoying the full array of emotions, and mostly having someone who will definitely show you and be very physical with you about, are they affectionate? Are they communicative in terms of what they're telling you, how much they want you, what they think of you, etc. I think you're much more interested in that at the moment. Not to say that you wouldn't develop a commitment and a strong bond and everything, because I think it's their connection came out. Anyways, I am closing the reading here. Hopefully something resonated in here for you, although it wasn't like the most outstanding sort of fairy tale love story. It's not always the case, is it? So I wish you a great month of December. I hope to see you again on the channel. I do other readings, of course. You can share, the videos, like it if you did enjoy the video, but mostly subscribe. So thank you. Good night.